You know that feeling. You've died on the same mission 4 times. You're not having fun anymore. You're tired. You put the controller on the armrest. You're about to walk away. And then something happens. A cutscene kicks in. A new objective appears. An item drops that you've been trying to get for 2 hours. And you pick the controller back up. You didn't decide to keep playing. Something decided for you. And it wasn't an accident. In the 1970s, a psychologist named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi discovered something about the human brain that changed everything. He called it the flow state. It's the zone, the mental place where you're completely absorbed, where time stops existing, where you're not thinking about anything except what's right in front of you. Athletes feel it, musicians feel it, surgeons feel it, and gamers feel it every single time. They can't explain where the last 3 hours went. Csikszentmihalyi found that flow only happens in one specific condition: when the difficulty of the task exactly matches your skill level. Too easy. You get bored. You check your phone. You drift. Too hard. You get frustrated. You feel helpless. You quit. But right in the middle? Right where it's just hard enough to keep you leaning forward? That's the zone. And Rockstar doesn't just understand this. They built an entire machine to keep you inside it. Modern games use something called Dynamic Difficulty Adjustment, DDA. It's exactly what it sounds like. The game watches how you're performing in real time, your death count, your reaction speed, how long a mission is taking, and quietly, invisibly, adjusts the experience around you. You don't see it happening. The enemies start missing shots they should have hit. Checkpoints appear closer to where you died. The next mission is slightly shorter. The reward at the end is slightly bigger. The game isn't broken. It's watching you. And the moment it senses you sliding toward frustration, toward that fourth death, that armrest, that decision to walk away, it pulls you back. Not by asking, by changing the world around you without telling you. But that's only half of it. Here's the part that's harder to accept. Rockstar doesn't just stop you from quitting out of frustration. They stop you from quitting out of satisfaction too. Because satisfaction is dangerous. A satisfied player is a player who might put the controller down and not come back. And that can't happen. So the moment you complete something, the moment that feeling of "I did it" starts to settle in your chest, the game is already loading the next hook. A new contact calls. An unlocked weapon appears. A cutscene opens up a thread you didn't know existed. The story never gives you a clean stopping point. Because a clean stopping point is where you stop. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner ran an experiment. He put pigeons in a box with a button. When the button was pressed, sometimes food came out. Sometimes it didn't. The pigeons who got food every single time they pressed the button were easy to study. They'd press, get the food, stop. Predictable. But the pigeons who got food at random intervals, they couldn't stop pressing. They'd press the button obsessively, frantically, hundreds of times more than the pigeons with guaranteed rewards, because the unpredictability made it impossible to walk away. If the reward always came, you knew when you had enough. If the reward might come on this press, or the next one, or the one after that. You couldn't stop. Skinner called it variable ratio reinforcement. Now look at GTA Online. Random rare car spawns. Random weapon drops, random bonus payouts after missions, random item unlocks. The Diamond Casino's wheel that gives you something different every day. You're the pigeon. The button is the controller. And Rockstar designed the food schedule. And here's where it gets surgical. Because Rockstar doesn't just use psychology generally. They use it at the exact right moment. Game studios track what's called session data. Every time you play, the game is logging what you did, how long you played, What made you quit last time? What you were doing right before you stopped? Not to help you. To understand the exact shape of your breaking point. So next time you approach it, they're ready. Weekly rotating bonuses drop on a specific day, not randomly, but timed to the exact window when player sessions typically decline. Midweek. When the momentum from the weekend has faded and you haven't found a reason to load back in yet. Timed exclusive content creates urgency, not because the item is rare, because the countdown is real, and your brain can't let a countdown expire without at least checking what you'd miss. Login streaks reward you for consistency, but more importantly, they punish you for breaking it. You don't log in because you want to. You log in because something in your chest tightens at the thought of losing your streak. That tightening? That's not passion. That's engineering. There's a specific moment in every gaming session that studios care about more than any other. Not when you start playing. Not when you're deep in and having fun. The moment right before you quit. That moment is the most valuable data point in the entire session, because that moment tells them exactly where their system failed, where the flow broke, where the reward didn't land, where the difficulty spiked too high, or the mission ran too long, or the story gave you a natural exit that you actually took. Every quit is a bug report, and every update is a patch. GTA Online has been running for 13 years. That's 13 years of quit data. 13 years of learning every shape of every breaking point across hundreds of millions of players. By now, they don't just know when you're about to quit. They know before you do. Here's the thing nobody asks. When you pick the controller back up, whose decision was that? You tell yourself you wanted to keep playing, but you were about to stop. Something changed. Something pulled you back. A notification. A drop. A cutscene. A streak you didn't want to break. You didn't choose to stay. You were caught. And the reason you were caught is that someone, somewhere, in a room full of screens and session data and player behavior graphs, designed the exact mechanism that would catch you at that exact moment, in that exact mood, after that exact number of deaths. None of this means GTA is bad. It means it's built. Built the way a casino floor is built, the way a social media feed is built, the way a song is built, with a hook that catches you before you know it. The most powerful systems in the world are the ones you can't feel working. And the fact that you've sat down to play for just one mission and looked up 3 hours later, that's not a coincidence. That's a precision instrument doing exactly what it was designed to do. You just never thought to ask who was holding it? Next time you're about to quit, just notice the moment. Notice what happens right before you don't. Because something will happen. Something always happens. And it won't feel like a trap, but it never does.